or that they receive a small stipend per meeting.
Right.
Why is that a good idea?
It's because otherwise these jobs can become a very attractive sort of sinecure for people who need the work and who have political backgrounds. And we want people to be on these boards not because they're getting compensated, because they want to serve and serve well.
But do you have any concerns that then you'll have that only very wealthy people could afford to be on
Listen,
these boards?
Illinois is the only state in the country that has this many board members who are paid. Every other state has people who are willing to step up and give their time like members of this task force did. Why can't we be as civic-minded as other states? That's the issue. And we can. We don't have to use these spots as dumping grounds for political people. Is that clear enough?
George, what's going to happen next? How do you think this is going to fly down its street?
It's going to take a while. This is an ambitious program, and it's an election year. Guys like Madigan will look at it, and they'll look at it carefully because they have an incredibly technically competent group. And so it's not going to fly through.
Do you have a sponsor? Do you have a champion for this?
Yeah, well, there are several people who have said they'd like to help work with us. Mm-hmm. We haven't done. That'll be for that person to identify himself. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But we've kept in touch. I've gone to see people. We've worked pretty hard at that.
Mm-hmm. Would Terry Link be one of them?
Terry took legislation last year, as you know. He hasn't seen the report. You know, we've held the report very close. Mm-hmm. So now is the time to get it out and see what people think.
When, in terms of governance, when the board actually is constituted and is voting, there seems to be a big change between what they used to be considered a supermajority and now just the consent of the board.
No, there's something in there which you should read carefully, which is a Jim LaBelle idea in mine. And it is that you require the participation and consensus of people from every region, every part of the region. So it's not a supermajority; it's more sophisticated than that. So you'd have to have at least one vote, maybe two, from Chicago, the outer ring suburbs, Cook County, for something to go forward. Mm-hmm. So you're trying to force consensus and civility through that.
You don't think that's too complicated for?
No, I don't think so.
No.
And you look at it in the text, you'll see, and then you can call me or call Jim, and we'll take you through it. But you got to have something like that, or else you run back in. The guys who were on the board in the '70s told me that afterwards they thought they'd been probably too protective of interest and tried to get too much out of this. Of their own interests and tried to get too much out of the system. We don't want that this time. These people got to not fight one another for the last dime, but work together for the financial betterment of the whole region. That's what it's all about.